Okay, this is my paraphrasing practice para la semana una. When employment is not lawful, only not lawful people will get employment. My title may go over the top, but not extensively. The polemical issue over or surrounding the agenda by President Bush for newly immigrated people in the United States doesn't point to the idea that few of our or certain issues with immigration of these aliens come about from rules, from government rules that state or that require unlivable paychecks and benefits. It sounds lawful to or adequate to enforce that hirers give a living salary and also give out medical leave for pregnancy and other benefits or other I guess pluses, but some employees are not hardworking enough to achieve those over the top mandates or skills that would ultimately be more that would lower the costs for the place of work. These benefits that are required by the company allow the youthful, untalented, and low educated people unlawfully or basically not able to employ, and their place of work or their employment has been made unlawful. Because it is more simple to see the problem when another person is to blame, let's glance at Europe. The majority of European nations have high protection rates, social protection rates that are given out by the places of work, positive benefits like a month and a half of vacation or leave that is given pay, the end of the week that is less strenuous or is cut hours, leave for medical and pregnancy, all raise the price of hiring these people, these workers. It ends up being that certain people have great, excellent jobs, and the other people do not. Employees whose level of hard work does not make up for or consider this scale of compensation or this scale of pay are not as lucky. Being without a job in a European nation the people without a job, the number has stagnated or stayed at 8%. In terms of American rules, that is outrageous. The adolescents in Europe that are really young and under the age limit to possess these uh, talents or skills have to keep up with these new standards, these new benchmarks. They have to spend, or they have to pass many years in college and basically wait around um, and not have much to do in order for them to eventually be permitted to do a task that is required or that is desired and useful. Um, while these youth are waiting, there are hopefully still employment in places where no one else is ready or has cares to hire or to compensate for the the deal of compensation, the early compensation deals. In all parts of Europe, the immigrants or the people that are immigrating into the country from countries such as North Africa and the Middle East are willing to complete these tasks or this employment instead. These people immigrating in are Muslim. They are basically kicked out of these upper class jobs, and they're not so happy about this barrier that they have to keep and that they have to stay at this low level. And while no one wants to say that they plan or that they wanted this outcome or this result, no one wants to say that they want this result to happen, but the result is going to happen, and it's a consequence that can't be avoided after years of law making. The up and coming Europeans have tried to carry out the job of putting in their votes for deals, compensation deals that are larger. They try to give themselves a round of applause, and they work very hard for their care and for showing their love to others. But unfortunately, they decide to avoid the idea or the issue in which these these compensation deals were bought by getting rid of the lower jobs, the lower employment on the employment scale. Individuals who would have had the possibility to get these talents at their employment and that have strong work habits are not going to have this beneficial future anymore. In similar terms, the adolescents in America like to spend time at commercial centers and places of shopping, while people immigrating from Mexico instead decide to mow the lawn for money and care for children in their maybe rural neighborhoods. The families outside of the rural areas and the suburbs, they prefer to, or they would choose to hire those who are hardworking every day and show up to work every day, and this usually means they are not here legally. This type of work in the past it was a way of growing up. It was a sign that the youth could grow up, but now it has been made unlawful by imposing salaries and benefits that are required. And the question that we're asking is, are there really that many American youth that really need their own personal health insurance or benefits, or a time of leave for pregnancy? In the 2003 meeting by the legislation, California approved 11 bills that were seen as, by the Chamber of Commerce, ways to get rid of jobs. And these included rules by health care that grew and grew, and growing pay or growing costs of very spontaneous or very unplanned suings of employees. This can all be seen, all this plus California's very costly idea or plan of leave for pregnancy that would be given money, that would give the person money, and also salaries that were not able to move and were not changeable, and more cutting hours. Similar to other countries in Europe, California, the up and coming Californians, and they basically required the places of work to resolve these issues in all of the globe, which may entail medical and childcare. In all, immigration or rules for the newly immigrated are just a disaster. But unless we decide to get at this problem and look into this problem to target the problem of this compensation scale that is not sustainable, we will have to keep having these issues with the newly immigrated. And when we decide to create jobs that are unlawful, we only keep in our heads the idea that only the aliens that are not here legally will achieve this employment.